all that. Celestine, what does this bring to your mind, the arrest of someone, the state overseers of Treasury, runs the engine of this country?
I think for me what stood out for me first of all was that one of our institutions is now beginning to take effect, to have the effect that we are looking for. I think in the past, if you look at the last few years, there's been a lot of talk. To have the kind of event we had yesterday is for me a significant and very profound movement where we are showing that actually one of our institutions actually works. And I must say, like you know, when you read the detail of the investigation and the whole process of how it worked, it's much deeper than the rest. And it shows thoroughness around the process.
Okay.
And it also gave me the impression that given the type of people that were involved, there was no chance of error.
Okay.
And that's why they had to go to those levels of investigation.
They had to take a long time, but
Yeah.
perhaps they were not just taking their time, they were playing politics with it. I don't know if you agree.
Well, I don't buy the politics card.
Okay.
I think we have to start somewhere in prosecuting. And in this country, in our usual nature, when anyone is charged, there will be a community around them that claims that they're being persecuted. So that doesn't really bother me. What I think I would be interested in is to see what evidence the prosecution produces in court.
Okay.
And more importantly, to see whether they succeed in getting convictions and recovering what has been stolen from Kenyans in this case. Without that, of course, if the DPP actually fails to get convictions in this matter, it will deal a major blow to the fight against corruption in this country.
Okay, so where did this begin, Kwame? Where did this begin? Where did we begin the whole thing? I mean, yesterday I sat there and listened to the DPP, and if you look at how he had framed his words, this was well calculated. It was meticulous. They left everything, they made sure everything was going to plan. But somewhere, I think things went wrong. So looking at it, where did it begin? Because always they say corruption in this country begins at the planning stage, right?
Yes, I mean, remember that these are... Okay, let's start with the fact that we've had a government, this administration, that has a belief in spending big money in the name of chasing development. Part of that money is borrowed, part of it is raised in taxes, and a lot of money is thrown because we've been promised stadiums, dams, all manner of things up there. Whether those are cost-effective ways of achieving development is often left to the fact that if you question that, obviously, you are speaking for the opposition, which is nonsense, but it has currency. So I think part of it is that this is an administration that had a lot of plans. And in a way, it tells me how much little care the administration has taken, going all the way to the president. Because if you look at something like the NYS, which was one of the first big ones, it was similar, high-profile people in the public, questions are raised, but they were ignored, or it was attributed to political games. So I agree with Sam that we can't just say that this is politics. In fact, my view is that there's no way you're going to fight corruption without making it political. There's no way, because the people who actually get to steal are people with political power,
okay,
and they have muscle. So part of it is planning. You plan big projects, and then you hope that you can skim off money off it, but we've gotten to the point where you plan big projects and you don't spend any of that money at all. You divert a huge amount of it up there. So if you'd looked at the Auditor General's reports for a long time, you would not be surprised. I mean, the scale still could scare you, but you would not be surprised that theft is so brazen in this country. Now, I'm not too sure whether that's the reference he took. But yes, the thoroughness that he suggests that has been done in itself will provide information. We hope convictions come, but the most important thing as a Kenyan and as a taxpayer is also we really want to know the truth. How does 20 billion shillings just disappear? People in government take press statements and say nothing happened, and the other one, I mean, somebody who sits in cabinet as well says that, look, it wasn't 20 billion, it is 7. Right now, it's actually much, much more than that. Okay. So it tells you the dysfunction in public finance management. It's really failing. Kenya's public finance management is just leaking a lot of money.